Every year we see a new crop of young players drafted. Some pan out, some don't. Some surprise us, some disappoint us. But very rarely will you see a player so good that they can change a franchise's direction from being a lottery team to a playoff team. But with the 2023 NBA draft approaching, I see potential in a handful of guys who could be a cornerstone of a franchise. On the contrary, I do not think that all 5 of these players will get to that level. Some might not even pan out. But when you look at the potential and production, it's safe to say these prospects have the edge in this category over their peers. With that being said, here are 5 prospects in the upcoming 2023 NBA draft I think can change a franchise. I have Anthony Black. Black is a 6'7" point guard who is entering his freshman year at the University of Arkansas. Black is far from a finished product and has massive upside, but despite that is still able to be a very productive player. Being 6'7", Black has the speed, mobility, and handle to be a lead guard and has shown the ability to make exceptional reads off the pick and roll. Black also is able to get to the basket and finish explosively or with a variety of finishes. At 6'7", his ability to get paint touches and get to the line with his size is something scouts will love. Black can also rebound and defend well for his position. His jump shot is not great, but with more reps can easily be fixed. Anthony Black reminds me a lot of Cade Cunningham for many reasons. His ability to play make, get to the basket while not utilizing his jump shot, and being a 6'7" point guard is like Cade's. Although Cade is stronger, Black has that quick, silky game that's hard to teach at his size. If Black is able to get a jump shot, put on some weight, and utilize his tools at the NBA level, the sky's the limit for him. At 4, I have Amen Thompson. Amen is a 6'7" combo guard who decided to forego his college eligibility to sign a 6-figure contract with Overtime Elite. Thompson is an athlete. He is a high flyer who can finish with authority at the rim. Unlike a lot of players who have the tools, Amen uses athleticism to sit down on defense with his 6'11" wingspan and block shots at the top of the backboard. Amen also has an extremely high motor, amazing effort, and switches gear from defense to offense easily. Although Thompson makes the game look effortless and is a walking highlight reel, what truly separates him from all the other prospects with amazing measurables and great athleticism is his high IQ and feel for the game. Amen can operate on the ball with pick and roll and find teammates in tight spaces and cutters to the basket. Without the ball, he's just as dangerous. He uses his quickness to cut with ease to the basket and catch lobs. But on defense, he also knows when to go into passing lanes to get easy transition dunks and knows how to move properly when in help. Amen reminds me a lot of RJ Barrett and Jaylen Brown because of how they utilize their natural abilities. If Amen can keep his motor and add a jump shot to his game, I think he can really move the needle for whoever drafts him. At 3, I have Ausar Thompson. In case you didn't know, Ausar and Amen are twin brothers and they both look alike and play identical to each other. Ausar is a 6'7" combo guard who joined the Overtime Elite with Amen. Ausar can jump out of the gym and can dunk anything at the rim. Ausar knows when and how to cut to the basket to get easy buckets and put defenders on highlights. He also played great defense and showed amazing effort just like his brother. He has an extremely high IQ, and like Amen, reads passing lanes at an elite level and gets in the right position for help defense. Ausar is a better shooter than Amen, especially in the mid-range where he has shown the ability to create off the dribble while shooting at a decent clip from 3. Ausar plays a lot like Jaylen Brown and RJ Barrett, just like his brother Amen, and knows how to use his tools correctly. If Ausar can get his shot to the point where he can shoot 38 to 40% from 3 at the least at the NBA level and continue to bring his high motor to every game, he will definitely be a guy who can help lead a team to a significant amount of wins. At 2, I have Scoot Henderson. Scoot is a 6'2", 195-pound point guard who plays for the NBA G League Ignite. Off the bat, Scoot came into the NBA G League at just 17 years old and not only held his own but dominated on certain nights against grown vets. While the rest of his peers were taking high school classes, Scoot made an appearance in the NBA Rising Stars game and competed against all the young talent in the NBA. What really intrigues me is that Scoot came in off the bench for most games for the G League Ignite and even dropped 30 points in the beginning of Ignite's season. Scoot plays nothing like a 6'2" guard though, and is a high flyer and dominates the transition game with dunks like this. He has long arms and has very strong frame. Henderson has an ability to absorb contact on the ground and in air when finishing. Scoot also is an elite off-the-dribble shooter in the mid-range and has just about every footwork and move in his arsenal and uses his broad package consistently. Scoot also is an aggressive and feisty rebounder who goes for any ball hanging in the air. Henderson is an elite first step and showed he can get past anyone in the half-court setting or transition. The next step in Scoot's development is getting a three-point shot. Scoot shot 17.4% from 3 this past season, and while that may seem horrible, he did only average 2.1 attempts and 0.4 makes per game, which is a small sample size. I would also like to see Scoot become just a little bit more passive and prove he can be more of a point guard when he gets to the NBA. Despite the shooting and playmaking deficiencies, he was supposed to be a high school senior this past year, and nevertheless showed he has all the tools to be a franchise cornerstone on an NBA team who needs a lead guard. Scoot plays a lot like prime Russell Westbrook and Derrick Rose, and the athleticism is identical. If he can be a better playmaker and become a better shooter, and be a little more consistent at the NBA level, he will definitely be the best player on a winning team. I can't reiterate the fact he was 17 years old, playing in an NBA setting, and would definitely be the number one, if my number one wasn't as polarizing as he was. Last but not least, at number 1 on my list, I have Victor Wembanyama. Victor is a 7'5" forward with an 8-foot wingspan who plays for Metropolitans 92 in Paris, France. Wemby reminds me a lot of Kevin Durant with his movements and game being his size, but he does have a handful of things that KD doesn't have. Yes, I know Wembanyama is listed at 7'2", but in this picture, he is taller than 7'1" Chet Holmgren and 7'4" Zach Edey. If upside could describe any prospect we've ever seen, it would describe Wemby. At 7'5", he moves effortlessly, like a guard, and has amazing coordination. Wembanyama can put the ball on the floor and push it up in transition while attacking in a half-court setting, while keeping the ball on the string. Victor can not only stretch to the 3 for catch and shoot or pick and pop threes, but he can create separation off the dribble from 3 and in mid-range, which is unheard of at his size. We haven't even touched on the best part of his game. On defense, he can react quickly off the ground and block literally any type of shot that's in the circumference of the rim with his 8-foot wingspan, and knows when to go for weak side blocks, which will likely be his most translatable skill when he gets to the NBA. Wembanyama can also catch lobs effortlessly, barely having to jump off the ground, and has an array of mid and low post moves. While this all may be too good to be true, nothing is perfect. Wembanyama is very frail, and I question how his body can hold a rigorous NBA season and match up with guys much stronger than him. Up to this point, we have not seen any major injury concerns, but with Chet Holmgren, who is physically very similar to Victor, breaking a bone in his foot and being out for the season, I have no choice but to question if he can stay injury-free with the amount of dynamic movements in his game. Also, I'm not sure if his off-the-dribble package and fancy moves will translate to the NBA against defenders who are much quicker and stronger than him. Nevertheless, the fact he has the ability to perform those moves in a pro setting is special in itself. With massive, and I mean massive, boom or bust potential, if Wembanyama can stay injury-free and be able to play his game in an NBA setting, which we have never seen work at his size, it's safe to say he can be the most talented player we have ever seen play the game of basketball, and will definitely lead teams to wins. This upcoming draft class definitely is one of the more overall talented classes we have seen in a while. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing these prospects play in the NBA. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, smash the like button and leave a comment on what you liked or anything basketball related. Also, leave a comment on anything I could have done better so I can continue to improve. See you guys on the next episode. Peace.